See, dear student, today we are going to start a chapter that is atomic structure. What if, before starting this chapter, we should know about a matter. What is matter? All matter is made up of an element, and all the elements are made up of identical minute particles called atom. An atom is the smallest particle of element which exhibits the properties of that element and takes part in a chemical reaction. Thus, atoms are known as the building block of matter. Now, ancient views of atomic structure. Our ancient philosopher and scientists have put forward different views about the structure of atom and have defined atom according to their understanding. Say Maharshi Kannad. What is his view? Maharshi Kannad was one of the greatest Indian philosophers in the 6th century BC. He was the first to suggest that the matter is composed of a very small, indestructible particle called Parmanu. Param plus Anu. Param means ultimate, Anu means particle. Nowadays, Parmanu is called the atom. Maharshi Kannad said that one Parmanu combines with another to form new substance called Anu, which is now called molecule. That means two atoms combine to form a big molecule. Say for example, this is oxygen atom, this is oxygen atom. When it combines, it will form oxygen molecule. See, now what Democritus has said, the Greek philosopher Democritus said that everything is made up of minute particles called atomos, which is a Greek word, means indivisible. The word atom comes from this Greek word. The theories proposed by Maharshi Kannad, Democritus, and some other scientists of the ancient times were based on abstract thinking and on experimentation. Now, Dalton's atomic theory. Now, what Dalton has said, the main points of his theory was all matters are made up of small indivisible particles called atoms. Atoms cannot be created, nor be destroyed, nor be subdivided. Atoms of an element are identical. The atoms of an element combine in a small number ratio to form a molecule. Atoms will combine to form a simple ratio molecule, that is molecules. The atoms of one element combines with the atoms of another element in a small whole number ratio. Say for example, H2 plus O2, this is your H2O, a compound is formed. In a chemical reaction, atoms are combined, separated or rearranged. Now, subatomic particles. What are subatomic particles? Electron, proton and neutrons are called the subatomic particles. Serious students, you all have read about J.J. Thomson's experiment. What J.J. Thomson has done? Say J.J. Thomson has done in his experiment, he had taken one cathode ray tube. In that ray tube, this is an electrode from where this is a cathode, from where this cathode rays are coming, and if suppose a fan is being put in between this ray, this is the fan, then we will get an image here, getting, and this image is an enlarged image. This image is an enlarged image. Now look here, say this is a cathode, negatively charged particle here, and this is a positively charged. That means a ray coming from. He kept an object in the path of cathode ray. He observed that the shadow of the object was formed. This is the shadow of the object was formed opposite to the cathode. Getting? Now, this proves that cathode ray travels in a straight line. He kept a paddle. Say he kept a paddle wheel in the path of the cathode ray. He observed that the paddle wheel start rotating. From this, he concluded that cathode rays consist of streams of fast-moving particles. He applied electric field. In the path of cathode ray. He observed that the cathode ray does not deflect it towards positive charge plate. From this, he concluded that cathode rays are electrically, or you can say negative charge, called electrons. What are the properties of electrons? So electrons have a definite mass. And definite electric charge. The nature of electron is dependent on the charge of gas used in the discharge tube and the material of the cathode. Electrons have a negligible mass. What is the mass of electron? The mass of electron is 9.8 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram. It is about 1 by 1837 of mass of hydrogen. Getting? Electrons have a negligible mass, that is 9.8 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram, or about 1 by 1837 mass of the hydrogen atom, the lightest of all atoms. An electron carries a charge. What is the charge of electron? The charge of electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Getting? electrons are denoted by E, or you can write as E minus, or we will write electron as minus E, 0, like this. This is the notation of this electron. This minus 1 is what? It carries 1 unit negative charge, 0 is the mass of an electron. Getting? Now discovery of proton. See dear student, all the atoms contain electrons. Since an atom is electrically neutral, there has to be a positively charged particle present in the atom, neutralizes the negative charge of electron. In 1886, German scientist Eugen Goldstein proved the existence of positively charged particles in an atom known as protons. Goldstein performed an experiment by using a discharge tube containing a perforated cathode. Cathode will have a small number of holes so as to allow the anode rays to pass through it. When a high voltage is about 10,000 volts of electric current was passed through cathode, air inside the discharge tube kept at a very low pressure, that is 0.001 millimeter of mercury. A faint red glow was observed behind the perforated cathode. This shows that some rays produced from anode and moves from the cathode to the cathode, causing a glow behind the cathode. He named these rays as an anode rays. What are the properties of proton? Protons have the same mass as that of hydrogen atom. What is that? That is your 1.6 10 to the power minus 24 gram. A proton has an equal and opposite charge as that of electron. Thus, a proton has 1.602. A proton has 1.602 into 10 to the power 19 coulomb of positive charge. Protons denoted by like this, plus 1, 1. This plus 1 is what? It carries a positive charge, 1 positive charge. Getting? And this is the atomic mass of proton. Now, discovery of neutron. For several years, electron and proton were the only two known subatomic particles. If an atom consists of only one electron and proton, then the mass of atom should be equal to that of the mass of proton present in it. Since the mass of electron is negligible, however, it was found that mass of an atom was higher than total mass of proton present in an atom. James Chadwick solved this problem with the discovery of new subatomic particles called neutron. What are the properties of neutron? The mass of neutron is nearly equal to the mass of proton, that is 1.6 10 to the minus 24 gram. A neutron carries no charge, that is, it is neutral. A neutron denoted as like this. Getting? This 0 represents no charge, and this is the atomic mass unit of a neutron. Now, Thomson's atomic model. In 1903, Thomson proposed first atomic model called plum pudding model, in which only electrons and protons were present. Say only when electrons and protons are present inside the nucleus. Now, according to this model, an atom has a uniform positive and negative charge spherical cloud with negatively charged particles called electron embedded in it. The electrons move through the atmosphere of a positive charge just like a dry fruits or plum in a plum pudding. Therefore, he named his model as a plum pudding model. This atomic model failed to explain the several experimental observations about the atom, and thus it was not accepted. This plum pudding model was not being accepted because of because it cannot prove the different properties of electron, proton, as well as what are the properties we are getting from cathode ray experiment we have seen. Those properties are not being explained by the J. Thomson. That's why his model was not being accepted up to this much today.